makadini muri Zimbabwe ndini wenyu ndadzoka pachano yenyu inopisa chano inokupa zvinotrenda chano inokupa zvinonakidza. So guys, ndasindauya nenyaya yaApostle Chiwenga. Hanzi naApostle Chiwenga ini ndine mari dzangu guys. Hanzi ndine mari dzangu dzokutoti zvese zvinoitwa naWicknell zvezviya ndinozvigonawo. Anyway, ndichanga muzinzire mega Apostle Chiwenga vachitaura. So kana ungari munyowani panapa, consider subscribing and don't forget to share this video.
If he is given cars by Wicknell Chivhayo. George Charamba wrote on Twitter and he said, I'm sure Apostle Chiwenga will not criticize the government if he is given cars by Wicknell Chivhayo. If you think I am cheap, think again. I am not cheap. Not at all. I have owned a Land Cruiser since 2020. The car that Wicknell Chivhayo gave to Ian Ndlovu, I have owned it since 2020. And it's not the car that I drive every day, because Land Cruisers are not comfortable. If you give someone a Land Cruiser, you are not trying to lure me. I don't like Land Cruisers and Toyotas. They are durable, they are not comfortable. So I don't drive it. The car that I'm driving right now can buy 3 Land Cruisers. 3 brand new Land Cruisers. I'm not bragging. I'm speaking to people who have provoked us with this stupidity, thinking that they can lure us with the nonsense. Maybe I look very poor or I look very, very desperate, but I am not. Ndokwanisa kutengera Ian Ndlovu motikari yayi ndisina kutengesa one of my cars. So Wicknell Chivhayo cannot buy my soul. Even if he is to buy a better car than the one I have, it's not good enough. What I represent is far more important than stupid gifts like vehicles. So those who think that I can receive a car from Wicknell Chivhayo, this is my response to you. I have owned a Land Cruiser since 2020 and I don't like it. I don't drive it every day. I actually tried to improve it because I'm a mechanic. And even after improving it, it wasn't good enough. I don't know why George Charamba thinks that I am a soulless preacher like Ian Ndlovu. The people of Zimbabwe were surprised when Ian Ndlovu received this bribe from Wicknell Chivhayo. It's a bribe. The ZANU-PF government agenda is to give gifts to every influential person in the nation so that they will not be able to question the legality and the uprightness of government policy and also other decisions that affect ordinary people's lives. The question is, can I receive a car from Wicknell Chivhayo? It doesn't matter how much it costs. I don't know also why people look down upon me. I think maybe I am too humble that when people look at me, they think I can drive, I can receive that car and sell my soul to the devil so that I can gain ordinary tin, copper, aluminium and chrome, plastic and rubber, wrapped up and decorated with a car logo. And that is enough for me to denounce all these things that I stand for. I stand for holiness. I stand for uprightness. I stand for the fear of God, and I stand for the accountability of mankind to the law of God, the sanctity of human life, and the desire of God that human beings may live peacefully with one another. I represent the principle of accountability. I represent the principle of an honest living. Amen. I don't live by a bribe. I've never taken a bribe my entire life. There was a time when I worked for the government and I was in charge of useful utilities for which I could have received a bribe to give those who were not qualified to get them. When the government of Zimbabwe did the farm mechanization program through the central bank, I was part of the people that gave tractors, combine harvesters to farmers. At some point, I had power to decide which farmer to give a more powerful tractor than another one. We gave Ford tractors Casey tractors, Landini tractors, Massey Ferguson tractors. And those who know these farm implements, they know that the tractors vary in specs. Some are 60 horsepower, some are 80 horsepower, some are 185 horsepower. So farmers would come and say, please give me this 185 horsepower Massey Ferguson. I will give you $5,000, because the farmers knew the more powerful the tractor, the bigger the job it can do. We know that Zimbabweans love a life of bribing people. I stand before you this morning and tell you that I never took a bribe throughout my entire life, even when I served in the government. Not even once. Army generals came to me to receive tractors, combine harvesters, disc harrows, planters, boom sprayers. We were part of the team that were dishing out those farm implements. I never took a bribe. My colleagues bought cars and stands from bribe money. After the farm mechanization, we did another program called Medical Skills Retention Program. We were giving doctors vehicles, the Mitsubishi Lancers and the Mitsubishi L200, the Nissan Navaras, the Toyota Hiluxes. I know the specs of those cars. I'm one of the people who were used to dish out those cars to different doctors. A Mitsubishi Lancer, for example, was half the price of a twin cab Toyota Hilux. So a doctor would say, I'll give you this money. Don't give me the Mitsubishi Lancer, give me a Toyota Hilux. I never took a bribe. I worked for the Basic Commodity Supply Side Intervention Facility with an acronym BACOSI. I was one of the district leaders in Jerera, Zaka district. Everyone who received groceries in Zaka Jerera in 2008-2009, they know my face. I was in Chivambu, I was in Vengesai, I was in Chief Ndanga's place, Chief Nyakunua. I was in Machiva, I was in Malipati, I was in Chikombezi, I was in Nyika, I was in Silvera Hospital. I know all those places. We were giving groceries to villagers. I never stole groceries and took them to my house. I never took bribes. There was a colonel in Jerera whose name was Colonel Mayoyo. He was an army colonel. They were living at the ferry training center. I want to tell you this. He brought his soldiers to the N. Richards warehouse at Jerera Growth Point. That's where the RBZ warehouse was. He wanted us to fill the Mitsubishi L200 with the groceries so that they could take them to the base. We were living together at the ferry training center because we couldn't stay at Golden Mile Hotel in Mashingo. The distance was too far. We needed to feed the people. People were starving. I saw those military men carrying bodies of opposition party members in the back of the truck, out of the center. They dumped them in different places. I saw this with my own eyes. They came to our warehouse and said, fill this truck with the groceries. The soldiers are hungry. We had the police presidential protection unit, the PPU. We also had the support unit. They helped us protect the warehouse. They also helped us protect the money because remember, Bakosi was also attached with Sunrise too, where we were changing the currency in circulation. So we were replacing the billions with the trillions at the same time. I was one of the district leaders in Zaka. I'm just trying to show you my history a little bit. Colonel Mayoyo demanded that we fill that truck with the groceries. I said, no, these groceries are for villagers. You are not villagers, you are soldiers. And he said, but this is government money, you must give us, we are soldiers. And I said, I'm not afraid of soldiers. Who brought you here? He said, it's the president. And I said, get food from the president. This food is for villagers. He brought out an AK-47 rifle to threaten me. And I told him, in our family, if you throw a stone to the Chiwenga sons, the chances are 99% that the stone will land at a soldier. I grew up seeing guns my entire life. I'm not scared of guns. He went back to the base without groceries. This is a true story. I said it's not going to happen. It was later that he realized my surname. He came back and said, is the general your brother or you are related? And I said, go and ask him. Here I'm doing a program for the president. I know who must be given these groceries. Yes. They are for starving villagers and not for soldiers at a military base.
So guys, I hope marinzwira. So kana ngori munyowani panapa, consider subscribing to our channel, also like, and don't forget to share this video.